There we go. Hello, hello.
Howdy, everybody. It's a bit late. I thought I'd have time to get the 8182 board ready for that history video tomorrow morning for me to record, but nope. 40 minutes wasn't enough time, so definitely taken longer to set up the 4 foot by 2 foot boards than the 3 foot by 2 foot. I didn't think it'd be that big a difference, but it is. It's a lot more information.
Okay. I see there's a lot of people commenting on how late we were. Cool. All right. How's it going?
Not bad. I've got 3 more videos to pre-record tomorrow, or maybe I'll do one tonight and do tomorrow. Either way, I'll get it done.
How are the cats? They're good. All the kitties are good.
People, Azriel,
Shadows in
Shadow.
this little basket.
There was in here somewhere.
Pixel's on our bed.
Yep.
We're packing, so Pixel's pretty interested in that.
Yep.
She's out of all the kitties, she's the one that always likes to lay in the suitcase as we pack it. How great was SummerSlam?
SummerSlam was a lot of fun. It was kind of predictable, but predictable can be good too. And I thought it was really, really well done. I was going to do a video on SummerSlam, but I've been so busy with getting the hockey videos pre-recorded. I felt like if I take the time out to do a THG video, that's further going to back me up with the other fun stuff. So, yeah, I had to prioritize. Otherwise, I would have been talking about SummerSlam on the other channel.
Who is more annoyed and or afraid of flying? Doesn't bother me at all. I don't like driving to the airport.
I get motion sickness a little bit when the plane banks, but that was more of an issue with Vegas than it ever is going into Anaheim. Vegas, you can bank a bunch of times.
Hey guys, planning on going to a game in Seattle this year? Climate Pledge Arena is a fantastic place to watch a game.
It'd have to be a quiet night in the National Hockey League, and we'd have to have somebody to watch the kids for the night because we have to stay over in Seattle. It's a bit more involved than just going out and catching a game, so makes it difficult.
What jerseys are you packing for vacation?
None. I'm not packing any jerseys for the trip down to California. It's part of the reason I pre-record. It's going to be hot and the UV level is going to be really high, so it's going to be t-shirts all week for me.
Cue the "Are you visiting here?" questions. True.
Usually, yeah, those questions come up a lot. I think I could do a video on that to post to the channel. It'd be quick. It'd be just like, we've gone here and we've gone here. Well, goodbye, everybody. That's it.
No jerseys, won't you feel naked?
I generally don't wear them when I'm not in the room. If I'm not on the set, I generally don't wear hockey jerseys unless we're doing a meetup.
Will you be coming back home from California with any jerseys?
One.
Yep.
Unless the team store is open and I can get the away version. Then it would be 2.
What in the world is going on with my hair?
I don't know. I wasn't going to say anything. It kind of nauseates me, but I was just trying not to look.
No jerseys. Okay. 3 major trades coming up.
It's possible. It's very possible. But I learned our first trip to Vegas, I took jerseys, 1 for each team, and it was just stupid. It was not a good idea. So I'm taking as little as possible. I got flagged the last time we went down to California, just the 2 of us, because my suitcase was too light. So they had to inspect it because it was too light. And I'm thinking, seriously? You guys can see through the x-ray that there's nothing in there. it's a weird reason to flag a carry-on.
I'm gonna say best food that's not in Canada.
I mean, it's hard to say. I don't know which ones aren't. There's
Well,
certain ones that aren't
lots
just
of
well
things
made.
that aren't up here. Like they have soda we don't have. They have chocolate bars we don't have. They have flavors of things we don't have.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think the difference is as dramatic as it used to be. A lot of it's up here now.
No, I don't know. I think security just likes to mess with people to kill time. I get randomly selected almost every single time we fly.
I had the invasive search the last time we went down to California.
Oh my gosh, it's awful.
He's like, "Do you want to go to the other room?" And I'm like, "Nope."
Yep, I always say no. I don't.
Nope,
no.
right here.
It's
Anyways,
awful.
well, you haven't. No, I don't have anything. You guys know I don't have anything. You are aware I don't. I just went through the checker. This is stupid.
So invasive.
Yep.
But I always wear my hair down at the airport because they always make me undo my hair because they have to search my scalp. I don't. It's weird. Okay. Does Buffalo fire Kevin Adams if they don't make improvements this season?
Quite possibly, I would say yes. Buffalo needs to. I mean, making the playoffs isn't necessarily the deal breaker if they don't get there, but they've got to show some upward trajectory and the sign that this issue they've had with making the playoffs is done soon, very soon. Hopefully this year.
What is the best advice either of you have ever gotten?
Best advice I've ever gotten. Not to get a credit card. I had some at my church once say credit's the biggest mistake you can make. If you can't afford to pay for it, don't get it.
My mom was very anti-credit cards.
Yeah. And so
I totally agree with that.
Yeah. I stuck to that. We've
already taught our kids about credit cards. And
the only time I ever got into any kind of credit card issue was when I had a newborn kid at home and my ex wasn't working. And so it was one income for a family of 4. It got stressful. So that's the only time that happened.
I've been on a bad run with airport security lately. I'd say maybe once out of the last 10 times I've gotten through security without an agent putting hands in my uncomfortable places. Annoying. Me too.
It's frustrating.
Always selected. I've had one time, was it the last trip that I didn't get selected?
Yeah, because I did.
Yeah, I get selected almost every single time. It's to where I wear clothes a certain way. I do my hair a certain way because they always decide to molest me at the airport.
There was the time that we were in a hurry and they decided to stop us.
Yes.
It's like we
always
we're not smuggling through contraband. Why are we being stopped? Especially when we go through the Nexus lane, which is supposed to be your trusted traveler, and they don't care. They still do the whole full body search crap.
Did you see ESPN's top 25 NHL players of the 21st century?
Nope. I generally stay with list stuff during the summer. I try to stay away from other lists because I don't want to be influenced by another list, either like consciously or subconsciously. So I try to stay away from them for the most part, unless it's one I'm not going to do.
Let's see. Paid off my credit card off every month on time until I was ill for 3 months and I had to pay interest. Ripped up the card after that.
Yeah, the interest is just absolutely brutal.
We have a credit card because there's certain things that you have to have a credit card for. A lot of the parking meters in Vancouver, you have to use a credit card. We can't use our debit cards, which I think is silly. But I frequently like going down. We're going on holiday in the States, so we use our credit card down there so we don't get the charge for using our card internationally. This is like $3 or time we use it or something like that. So we use the credit card. So I put money on the credit card before we go down.
Yeah.
So it's like they owe us money. That way I don't have to worry about interest or anything like that.
Yeah.
Best parts of Disneyland.
For me, in the morning, I like to go through Tomorrowland. I know Yvonne likes to hit Fantasyland first. But Star Wars, that whole area is fantastic.
I really like with Disneyland all of the shows and stuff. The parade's awesome, Phantasmic, and the fireworks and all of those little extra things.
Yep.
The rides are fun, but there's so much besides the rides that make it cool. Then it's not just an amusement park. And just, yeah, how everything looks really neat. And everybody that works there is always so nice. We've never had anybody that I can't think of any time we've ever dealt with a cast member that was anything other than really, really nice and awesome. So,
yep, they do a really good job.
Would you consider live streaming from Disney just for fun?
We're considering that, yeah.
We've thought about it. It would really depend.
It'd be on the other channel, not this channel. So it'd be on the entertainment guy.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd have to think about that and figure out how to get it to work. I did get us little microphones that hook up to the phone so that we can do that, so that it'll pick up our voices as opposed to all of the surrounding noises.
Yeah.
How many goals does Gensel get this year in Tampa?
I would think a minimum of 40. He'll be given every opportunity to succeed. He's going to play with Cooch. So I would think a minimum of 40, maybe 50.
Recently, Trevor Zegras and Frank Vetrano expressed much interest in being part of Anaheim's future. Who's more likely to sign an extension?
Vetrano's older. There's still rumors out there of Zegras potentially getting traded. I don't know how much there is to those rumors, but I think of the two, I think Vetrano at this stage in his career, I think, sticking around in Anaheim for another 4 years, I think that'd be a good move on his part.
When I went to Disneyland in April for the first time, I was surprised how much I liked Cars Land. It looks really cool, doesn't it? It does. Especially at night.
Yep, it does.
It's designed really well. I am so excited to see how Critter Country is when they're done.
Yep.
I am sure they'll do a fantastic job, and it'll look really neat, and it'll be fun to walk around in too. It's all the ones that they've been doing just looks awesome. Okay. Somebody asking about ranking goal horns.
I did that like a year and a half ago. There's not really enough for me to update the ranking with goal horns, and even then it was just the song they play after. So yeah.
Can Houston please just come in as the Whalers? The logo would work. The merch would sell even better than it does now. And sorry, Hartford, if you can or want the name, just rename the Wolfpack in the AHL.
The Whalers logo and the colors are owned by Carolina. Carolina uses them, so they have to have the rights to use them. If Houston comes in, I think they'd be crazy not to go with arrows, because that was their team in the AHL. That was their team in the WHA. There's a history there, and I think it works.
Somebody said right after that, nope, call them the arrows.
Yeah, has to be the arrows. That's why I've got an arrows magnet that's all made up. I leave that here on the desk. This is just in case there's Houston arrows. I think that's a fantastic logo too. Just use that. That's fine. That's great.
How much does YouTube and PayPal take from the super chats? Is it 30%?
I think it's around that.
Oh, yeah, we looked at that once.
Yeah, I think it's around that. I don't pay as much attention to that, I would think, as others do. I just look at the financials at the end of the day and go, okay, this is good, that's not good, or I need to up my game tomorrow, that kind of thing. So
might be an obvious question, but where do you buy hockey mugs?
The only hockey mugs I have, I've got through the NHL shop.
Yeah, or at team stores.
I found them cheap that way.
Yeah.
Wait till they're on sale, and yeah, like the pint glasses. I've got some pint glasses I got that way.
Have you ever gone to Universal Studios? Nope. NHL needs more purple. Agreed.
Yep. When I was buying hats at Lids yesterday, I got a nice LA Kings purple hat. Yeah, purple's the color for somebody soon, I hope.
Can we get a more detailed video on the league you had as a kid?
I kept that until I was in my 20s. That ran until I was like 25.
I'm not surprised.
Anyway. That went on for almost 20 years that I was doing that. I mean, I can do something fun on that. Sure. I could make that one of the videos I do tomorrow to post to the channel while I'm on vacation. I've talked about that before. I know I still have books around here that have some of the numbers on it. I can do something on that.
The NHL needs more orange. I think they're pretty good.
I think the NHL's learned its lesson with orange. Almost everybody's got rid of that really bright orange.
Pylon orange.
And yeah, I think the NHL's got right about the right amount of orange right now.
Universal Studios is exciting for a day or two, but the rides cause motion sickness. Best part is studio tour.
See, and that's the thing. I get motion sickness pretty easily, so I don't think that'd work. Should we get that T-shirt? You'll see here.
Okay, I don't see a T-shirt.
Move over. Well, eventually he's going to shut up. I've got AEW on the TV, so see?
Oh, Shannon.
Do I need that?
No.
You sure? It's an acclaimed shirt, so if you watch AEW, you'll know what it is. I think that'd be a great shirt. Because then you gotta do, and then
no.
Come on.
How come you always wear a hat?
I've always worn a hat.
Because he likes to.
I've worn a hat since I was, it goes back to when I graduated high school. The only time
when
I don't
was younger,
wear a hat.
There were a lot of boys that wore hats.
Yeah, the only time I don't wear a hat is if we're going somewhere nice.
I don't see as many kids that wear hats now.
No.
But when I was younger, a lot of boys wore baseball caps.
I remember my hairstylist at one point saying, well, if you wear your hats all the time, your hair's going to fall out. I'm like, it's going to happen anyways. So I'll enjoy it while I've got it, and then it's going to fall out. Because bald men on both sides of the family, it's just going to fall out.
Do you guys have any games you would recommend? Preferably phone games, LOL. PS5 games as well, very off topic.
I have 2 mobile games that I have played forever. I don't
play video games. I don't even play video games on my phone.
But I've got a couple of match 3s that I've got a ton of. Like one of them, I've almost finished. I've got over 9,000 levels that I've done on that one. But I'm careful because I don't want to do anything with the mobile games that just want to take your money. I won't do that. It has to be something that you can play and you can realistically move ahead. That's not using microtransactions to rob you blind just so you can move on to the next level.
Hopefully this buys you lunch after YouTube cuts. Enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Greatly appreciated.
LA Dodgers hats or the new Yankees hats?
I got a really nice Montreal Expos hat yesterday, and at the insistence of Yvonne, I made sure I got a San Diego Padres.
That is not how that
She was
happened.
like, you need to get the Padres.
That is not what I said.
She loves the colors.
I don't. I really don't like the colors.
So when I go down to California, I have to bring this with me. I have to remember to pack this because the Padres are my team, and it's got the little fryer on the side, and I think that looks quite sporting, actually.
You look special,
ma'am. Thank you. I think you're special too.
Can the Habs make it this year into the WC?
I mean, there's always the chance they could. I don't think they do. I think that Montreal's probably another year away. They could use a little more punch up front, and some of those young defensemen just need a little more experience. But they're going to be fun to watch.
Would you rather meet any NHL player or your choice, or travel to any arena for a game?
Probably pick the arena. Yeah, I'd probably pick the arena. Yeah. Arena it is.
Are you excited for the air show? We won't be here.
Yeah.
Our mother-in-law is excited. Well, my mother-in-law, his mom.
My mom is really stoked.
She's really excited.
She's excited to get to see it.
House sitting.
That's kind of become an annual thing. Yeah. We haven't seen an air show in 4 years.
Yep.
So yeah, that's always the week that we go on vacation. So
yep.
We're not going to see it.
But she's really excited. So
yes.
The Spokane Chiefs. What's the story behind that flag?
I got that from a subscriber at the last meetup, so I figured I would put that one up. That'd be the next one in the rotation.
To a meetup from Spokane. That's crazy.
So I figured least I could do.
Was that like a 7 or 8 hour drive? I'm hoping he came up for other stuff too. I really hope. I don't know. I didn't talk to him very long.
Yeah, hopefully, like go to Stanley Park or Science World, or go up to McMillan, the planetarium.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Like that a lot. Should Anaheim bring back the Mighty in their name since they're going for more of a retro feel?
I wouldn't. I would just leave it the Anaheim Ducks. Because then they were technically the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, and it was too awkward. So Anaheim Ducks works.
Has participation in youth hockey really declined in Canada? Has CTE concerns played a role in any decline?
It's definitely it does seem like the amount of kids playing has dropped, but it's really expensive.
It is
an expensive sport to play, and a lot of kids now feels like they're more into the basketball. Basketball's come really popular.
School, it's super early. Yeah, expensive, and there's so many more options for kids now.
Yeah,
there weren't as many sports and different things for kids to be able to do like when we were younger. They have so many options now, so I think that's played into it as well.
Yep.
If you were Brad Treliving, right, how would you approach the next offseason for the Leafs with the possibility of both Marner and Tavares contracts coming off the books?
I would try to keep Marner. I wouldn't want to raise his cap hit. Tavares, I'd be fine with coming back on a cheaper deal. And then you're just trying to add depth. It's really important to add depth, and it's where Toronto has had their issues.
As a Flames fan, thoughts on doom and gloom ahead?
They're in a rebuild. They're probably going to be towards the bottom of the standings this coming season, but I don't think it's going to be that bad. I do think that if Craig Conroy plays his cards right, this retool could last a couple of years, and then maybe they're right back in the mix.
Would you support home teams switching back to wearing whites?
Yep.
I want teams to both be able to wear colors.
Yes.
I think they should be able to wear colors or whites. I also, when the Jets make it to the playoffs, they should be able to wear white at home. It's weird when there's a whiteout
and they're wearing blue.
Players are wearing blue.
Yep.
I want them to be able to wear white. It makes sense.
Yep.
Favorite Olympic moments so far? Summer McIntosh was incredible in the pool for Canada. Excited to see her going farther forward.
And then yesterday, Cameron in the women's hammer throw. She's such a good story, and it's great to see, and like her parents, their reaction to it. It's been a very successful Olympics for Canada. It's been a lot of fun.
Canada
We've been winning medals and stuff we don't win.
Really good at hammer throw.
Yep. And I don't think they ever had a medal in hammer throw before this Olympics.
And now we have a few.
Yeah.
Hi, Shannon. Out of all the Bruins games you have watched, what game angered you the most?
Game 7, was it 2004 against Montreal? I think it was Game 7, 2004 against Montreal. Would have been the one that just made me really angry. Although, the series, they had the 3-0 lead against Philadelphia and they blew it. That made me really angry too. Just in general. That didn't matter the game from games 4 through 7. And once they lost game 4, I went to work the next day and told a friend of mine, yeah, they're going to lose. And he's like, but they were up 3-0. I'm like, yeah, nope, they're done. They're screwing up, because it just felt like they were taking it for granted. And once a team kind of starts losing that intensity level and the opponent comes up, it's hard to get that back.
Are you going to do any interviews with the Ducks media this year? The interviews you did last time were great.
I believe so.
Did you email them?
I haven't emailed them yet. No, I will.
Need to do that.
Yeah, I will.
Oh, I've seen a few times. Why are you not wearing Crosby's jersey? It's his birthday. Can you imagine wearing all the birthday jerseys for all the players' birthdays? That would be weird.
I'm wearing the jersey the Ducks gave me the last time I went down there, because we're going to Anaheim. So yeah, we're going to Anaheim.
What would be the best name for the Utah franchise?
See, I like Mammoth.
I like Yeti because Utah Yeti sounds fun.
I have a magnet made up with a Yeti / Bigfoot silhouette that I can use for Utah, because I think that's where they're going with it.
Which American city is next to get a CHL team, in your opinion?
Oh, geez, CHL. I have no idea where they would go next. But somewhere along the border.
Well, see, there's other people that agree with me. Utah Yeti. I think it sounds great.
I like Mammoth.
I think it could be really fun too. If the Canucks had gotten Ghost, would that have filled a void?
I like Gus to spare a lot. But I mean, defensively, there's issues there, and I don't know. I don't know if that would have been the fix for the Canucks. They definitely need, I think, one more defenseman that can put the puck in the net or has really good offensive skill. I think that's what they're going to be focused on between now and training camp.
I think Gary should move Vancouver to the Eastern Conference. That would be silly.
Well, they were in the Eastern Conference in the 70s. I showed you that.
Yes.
I had to call her in here. I'm like, look at this. Look at these divisions. This is stupid. The NHL doesn't know. And I don't think the video is posted yet, but there's one history video where I'm talking about which teams are in which division, and I just lose it. Mm-hmm. I just started laughing because it's so dumb. Where everybody's in the East and then the Kings. I'm like, seriously, everybody's an Eastern-based team, and you got LA. And then they had another division, everybody's Eastern-based, and Oakland. It's like, what? Why are Oakland and LA not at least in the same division? It just didn't make any sense.
I want Utah Yeti so they can be my Kraken's mythic creature twin. How fun could that be when they're playing each other? That would be fun.
Well, there's Bruins too. That's not a real thing.
Playoff series? That's lame, though.
Bruins are lame? Wow.
Can't believe it. But Kraken and Yeti, agreed. That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
And what is a Canuck?
A Canadian. So
we have two teams called the Canadians. Because Canada.
Yeah.
I already knew that.
Two Rough Riders can have Canadians.
I've always got a kick out of it when, like, usually in the American media, somebody will decide that it's a derogatory term and they don't want to use it. I think there was a newspaper in Portland that refused to call them the Canucks. And I was like, come on, it's not a derogatory name. It's not a big deal.
It's not a slur.
No.
Let's see. I prefer Utah Mammoth. Oh, where are all the cats?
One, two.
Let's see. Azrael's in the window there. Maples in that tree.
Shadow.
Oh, you can see shadows right there.
I don't think Bear's
Pixels
in
on
here.
our bed.
I think Bear might be on our bed too.
Oh, that could be. Oh, the weather, it's hot. It's like 30 degrees out.
It's not as hot as it's
Oh,
going
it's
to be in
27.
Cali.
My phone says 27.
Cali's
It's
going
hot.
to be warm.
I know. Down there, it can be the same temperature, but it feels so
That UV,
much hotter.
when that UV is 10 and up here it gets to about 7, that difference is just huge. So I'm sweating first thing in the morning. So but psychologically I'll be a little more prepared this time than last time. It'll be like when we went to Vegas, and that second time it felt better even though it wasn't cooler.
Right. When you did the video on the Blue Jackets not long ago, how come you didn't mention Eric Gabranson? Just curious.
I try to keep it to just not surface level, but like the key. So usually top 4 defensemen, top 6 forwards. Once I get into the season preview part of things, then there's a lot more mentions that are going to be in there. And I've got it to the point where I'll be doing the season preview starting with when we get home. I may work on that board tomorrow if I have some time and get it all sectioned off and everything. But that's the plan, is to have it more detailed. I wanted to keep it simple.
The Canadians are called the Habs because French.
Les Habitants.
French.
Yep, Les Habitants.
Hope you guys have an amazing time on your trip. Y'all deserve it.
That's the plan. That's
Thank
the hope.
you.
That's the dream.
Will the cap ever hit 100 million at some point?
Yep. It should go to 91 million next year is the guess, and then within about 5 years time it'll probably be up to over $100 million, which compared to other North American sports is dwarfed. It's nothing.
Obviously 30 degrees Celsius, because 30 degrees Fahrenheit is literally below freezing.
Yeah.
Yes. And 30 in Celsius is about 90 in
About
freedom
that.
units.
Yep.
How good of an NHL head coach was Don Cherry?
Cherry was a good coach. He was a player's coach. He generally didn't necessarily get along with management, and he was very outspoken. So that's part of how he didn't last that long in the NHL, especially in Colorado. Was a disaster. He couldn't turn Colorado around. When Saskatoon was rumored to be getting the Blues, the plan was to bring him in to coach the Saskatoon Blues, but then that fell through and the NHL blocked it. After that, there was never any word of Don Cherry even getting an interview with another team.
Do you watch any sports other than hockey?
I mean, I like to watch football. I've been watching some of the Olympics this week. Caught the sports that I really like over the last couple of days. I don't really have as much time to watch other sports as I used to. So that definitely makes it more of a challenge, because I don't like getting into a few games and then I can't watch the rest of the season, or I can't watch the next 3 weeks. So I have to balance that out.
You're watching Canada versus Sweden under 18?
I have not. I watched part of one of the Gretzky-Hlinka games a couple days ago. I really haven't been keeping track with that so much because I'm having to pre-record for our vacation, so I haven't had the time. I thought about reviewing one of those games, but again, that means I'm going to have to watch for 2.5 hours, do the review. It ends up being about a 3-hour period where I could make at least 3 videos in that time.
Hey, Shannon, did you ever imagine your channel would ever be so huge?
Nope.
I did not at all.
When we met, I thought the top was going to be about 70,000.
He did not think his channel would get very big. I was always telling him that his channel would get a lot bigger.
And I always figured it was because she had a crush on me that she said that.
No. That's
what I thought.
Nah. See, now you know me, and you realize, no, Yvonne wouldn't say things just to...
You still have a crush on me, though. You're not...
Because you're so cute, so...
You're not objective.
Whatever.
So there's that.
I'm plenty objective.
No. Not with me.
Sure I am.
Nah. Nobody would put up with me if they were objective. Living with me is a challenge.
Living with anybody is a challenge.
No, it's delightful with certain people.
Who?
You.
That's not true.
I am always
I have
delighted.
to be obnoxious to live
I am
with.
always delighted.
That's not true. I
skip around the house. Where's my lovely wife?
Do you know how to skip?
Yes.
Can you skip?
Yes.
There you go.
I'm not doing it right now. It's not happening.
There you go.
Of course I know how to skip. Who doesn't know how to skip?
A lot of people, adults, especially men, can't skip.
It's easy.
It's really funny.
You gotta double on both feet.
Would you like if the NHL went back to old MLB style where the East plays the East teams, West plays West, and East and West meet for the first time in the final? That worked very well.
I've talked about that before. Owners and GMs don't want it. They want every team to visit their barn at least once a season. If the NHL when the NHL expands, it's going to be more of a challenge to schedule, just in general. Because if you have 34 teams, you're going to meet those other 33 teams a minimum of twice. That's 66 games out of the 82-game schedule already spoken for.
The jerseys are by team in alphabetical order.
Yep. I always have a system.
So you could kind of see that teams are like the team is together. So you can see the colors they're together. Because they're by team, so it's easy for him to find the jerseys that he's wanting.
Yep.
Any hot takes for the next NHL season? Also, Flames tickets can be lower than $10 for certain games if you want to see the Saddle Dome before new arena. That's a bit of a drive.
It's a bit of a drive, a bit of a flight. You know. For next season, hot take, maybe Vegas misses the playoffs. And I say that because I feel like they've kind of downgraded a bit. I don't like to bet against Kelly McCrimmon, but I could see that. And maybe New Jersey ends up with home ice advantage in the first round. They've got to have a bounce back season, I would think.
Vacation question. What are you most looking forward to going away?
I enjoy being in the park. I enjoy just that feeling we get when we're there. And, you know, it's just like, when I go on Star Tours, because I'm going to go on Star Tours multiple times, and then I sit down at the Galactic Grill, which is the restaurant they have right there, it's just, I don't know, that's kind of my happy spot in Disneyland. I like being there, and it's like you're in this whole other world, for lack of a better way of putting it. It's great.
For me, I enjoy the break. We're not taking our kids. We don't have our animals.
Right.
And as the mom in the house, I am always responsible for a bunch of other people, making sure everybody is doing what they need to do. They have what they need to have. And like even going on holiday, when you're going on holiday with 3 kiddos, one of them being special needs, all of my time is still focusing on making sure everybody has what they need, they're fed, they've got their water, they're happy, they're not too hot, they're, you know, all of the things. And it's a lot.
Yeah.
All of the time. So when we go on our one holiday a year without children, it's a break for me. I just have Shannon. I don't have to worry about all of the animals and all of the kids and everything else.
And then the one drawback with that is she still feels that need to take care of things. And I have to keep reminding her, you don't have to take care of me. Don't worry about me. Go do your own thing. Enjoy yourself. And that's hard for her because she's very service. She wants to, you know, make sure I'm having a good time and take care of me. And
that's what I always do.
But that's that's my deal. If I'm not having a good time, that's on me. Nothing to do with you.
What are your thoughts about all dressed chips? They're fantastic.
Loads of all dressed from Real Canadian Superstore. Those are really good. Those are fantastic.
Yep, all dressed fantastic.
I have a rule now with chips though, because I do try to watch my calories and I do the treadmill every day. So I make sure that I take like maybe a handful and then I give her the bag and say, hide these. These need to go away. It is way too easy to eat way too many chips way too fast.
I'm the holder of snacks.
So I make sure that doesn't happen.
To help
Somebody has to clean that up.
Yep.
He's not going to clean it
them.
up. There's
Somebody
a fight
should just
going
hand
on.
him a broom.
There's a fight going on in AEW. Wait, did he just sell getting hit in the face with a plastic bottle? And again?
Yep. It's probably those plastic bottles they have at the side of the whatever wrestle.
Like it's
Vegas,
a tin bottle.
The playoffs, or do both.
Of the two, Vegas is the one I'd be most suspicious could end up out of the playoffs.
Love your channel. Thanks for
Thank
keeping up with content during the summer. Wondering, how did you two meet?
Well, I was at Superstore,
Online.
and I was on sale for $25. I'd been marked down. I was originally on sale for $125, and her and Adelaide found me in the aisle.
Adelaide totally believes this story because she was 2. She was 2. For years, she used to tell people that we found Shannon at Superstore. We picked him up at Superstore.
I used to tell my kid he was a blue light special at Kmart. We got a really good deal on him, so that's why we brought him home, because it was a blue light special.
Yvonne, do you color your hair or do you get it done? I do my own hair. I actually went and had somebody cut my hair for the first time since I've had children, like a month ago. I do all that myself. Shannon, you're in fine shape. I saw Olympians that looked just like you. They were archers, but that's not relevant. Shannon's in really good shape.
See, and I don't feel like I am. I feel like there's a lot more I can do.
But if you guys see him run during hockey, and sometimes he'll do that for like 3 hours, Shannon is definitely in good shape. But that's what happens when you run every day. So
I think part of that was that my grandfather smoked a pack and a half, 2 packs a day, and he huffed and puffed everywhere he went at my age. And then my dad, very similar storyline. And I just don't, I really, in my early 20s, I realized I don't want to end up that way. So I've been very, very careful to make sure that I don't have that problem, because it's frustrating.
My wife Heather and I just want to say hello.
Howdy,
hello. Howdy. See if there is a CHL NCAA agreement. What will happen with the USHL, BCHL, and AJHL?
I would think that would be separate in terms of the agreement, because BCHL has kind of a straight line now to the NCAA. Maybe we see the renegade leagues rejoin the CHL, but I think they're enjoying that freedom of not being under the CHL's control.
Are you going to Survivor Series in Vancouver?
Nope. It's on a Saturday. There's 12 games that night. Can't go.
Any good amusement parks in Canada?
Playland in Toronto is supposed to be great.
I've heard that one's really good. Yeah. We have Peony here.
Which is okay. It's pricey.
Yeah, it's okay. I've heard of Playland. Playland's supposed to be awesome. I don't know if there's others. I mean, it's a huge country. I'm sure there's others.
There's probably ones with like pine cones and beavers, you know.
Here you go. Oh, we have one. There's one out at Cultus Lake, and that one's really cool too.
Mm-hmm. True.
FYI, Lefty Wilson is a real name. Leafs goalie in the 50s.
There have been so many fun names in the NHL over the years. Thought about doing a video on that. I haven't yet, but the summer is still going, so that could happen.
What is your history with video games as a whole?
I mean, I've played every Nintendo system that there is. I've enjoyed SimCity games, Sims games, and of course, I'm of the age where weekends you'd spend playing Street Fighter 2. And I used to make my friends mad playing Street Fighter 2 because I just button mash just to bug them. I'd know how to do the strong attack, and I'd be like, all right, well, I'll just do the strong attack. And they're like, do something else. No, this is working. You're still falling down. So, and then when they figured it out, I just switched characters.
Y'all forgot about Dino Land. We did not forget about Dino Land.
Nope, I did not forget.
Definitely remember Dino Land. But we don't have Dino Land anymore, do we?
That was Flintstones Park when I was a kid.
You might like the game Civilization.
I've played Civ 4, I think is the one I played, Civilization 4. Civilization's great if you have 3 weeks to kill. And I mean continuous, like not sleeping, not eating, 3 weeks to kill. Civilization's a great game for that, but I don't have enough patience for that. I have Civ 5. I got it on the PlayStation because it was like $3.
Do you like Whataburger?
We did Whataburger. It was okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
It was better the second time.
Yeah, it was.
That was In-N-Out. No, we do Whataburger?
Yes.
Yeah, we did Whataburger in LA.
Whataburger.
In LA.
And it was okay. It was okay.
Yeah, it was fine.
Let's see.
That was clumsy.
Can either of you pick out Shannon's favorite jersey from the rack behind you? Lovely peoples. Oh, yeah, that's an easy one for you to get.
That's a very easy one.
Yeah.
That's the other one.
White Castle. We've been to White Castle in Vegas.
Yeah, we did White Castle.
That one, that was pretty good. They're
the mini burgers.
Tiny, yeah, those tiny little burgers. They're super cheap. They weren't too bad.
There it is. That's my favorite. The purple one is actually lifting a bit in the corner.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my favorite of the Kings, or just of all my jerseys.
What is the patch on the jersey that you're wearing?
This is the ad that's on it. I have one that I got from Ben that doesn't have the ad on it. But this is because I got it through the team, and since they gifted it to me, I'm not gonna complain about it.
What kind of tea am I drinking? I actually have a caramel tea today. It's pretty good.
Is that one of the ones we got yesterday?
It is not. I need to make a pitcher so it's iced tea because I don't want to drink hot tea.
You don't love me.
I went to Menchie's yesterday. It's a really good tea store.
You would have used the tea I bought you. But nope.
But you have to make it and then make it into iced tea. It's too hot.
Yeah, you are.
I didn't say me.
Didn't have to. I mean, look at all that. That's you. Yeah. Uh-huh. You started
Is Shannon wearing slippers or flip-flops? No slippers. We're inside.
Aren't they mucklucks?
Those aren't mucklucks.
Pretty close.
But they're not.
Pretty close.
They're not mucklucks.
So they're like lucks. They just don't have the muck part.
No. You don't wear mucklucks in the summer. You'd roast. Man, you'd have hot feet. Actually, no. Adelaide wears her mucklucks in the summer.
See?
If you were given an NHL franchise, what would the team name be?
Oh man. Probably one of the Cats' names, like the Shadows. The Shadows works. That's good. And that was my when I played floor hockey in middle school and high school, that was the nickname that I was given was Shadow. So it's part of the reason that my cat has that name.
Shake Shack is fire. Y'all gotta try it. I've heard of Shake Shack. We've been asked about that one before.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Would you give up your entire jersey collection to see the Canucks win the cup?
Nope. No chance.
Shadow's pretty cool. That's a sick team name.
Yeah, you could just have like you could do like a dark gray, like a charcoal. You could have just like a pair of eyes as the logo, shadows underneath, and be glow in the dark. It'd be gold and a glow in the dark. I have glow in the dark on all of the jerseys.
There you go. Let's see. Is the Panthers' loss of Montour overblown? And why?
Yes. Montour is a very good defenseman, but their blue line is really solid from 1 through 6. They're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. Most of the players in Florida's lineup, they've bought low and sold high on. And I have no reason to think that's not going to be the case again with players they've picked up to replace the ones they've lost. I think they're going to be just as solid this coming season as this past season.
46-2 for the Shadows goal song.
For the goal song.
For goal song, you have to have one that has that like fun beat to it.
Like Monster Mash.
What?
Monster Mash. Every time they score, Monster Mash.
I mean, I guess that could work.
Or every time they score, you could play like a little bit of audio from the Shadow Knows, that old radio. I used to listen to that on the radio. One of the Vancouver radio stations used to broadcast like the old 50s and 60s radio stuff. It was great. I listened to War of the Worlds that way too. And thinking to myself, people actually thought that there was an alien invasion when they listened to this. That's crazy.
What is your favorite Canadian food? Oh, we have a lot of yummy food.
I mean, poutine is...
Butter tarts would have to be up there.
Aren't butter tarts British?
No. Butter tarts are Canadian.
Butter tarts are pretty good.
See, and we have a lot of foods that are kind of considered Canadian because they're really popular here, but didn't start here.
Pizza's Canadian.
Like, pierogies are Canadian, are really Canadian, but
I thought they were Polish.
They're right. So they don't originate from here, but they're really popular here. It's kind of like how in England, curry is like their national dish now, but it didn't originate there. But we have lots and lots of pierogies. Pierogies are huge here.
Yeah.
Donair, that's another one. Butter chicken might be up there.
Butter chicken's getting there.
Right.
Very popular dish now.
Yeah. We've got like Nanaimo bars. Those are great too.
Beaver tails.
I like beaver tails.
Yep.
Beaver tails are good. Bannock. That's
Bannock's
pretty
fantastic.
darn Canadian.
Bannock's fantastic.
Yeah. We've got a lot of good Canadian food. Why are the Flames not talked about in the Laine stakes? He's a goal scorer that could play with Huberdeau, and Calgary has the cap to take on the deal. If it works, we could sell him for good assets.
I did see Laine's name mentioned in an article. It was either on Sportsnet or on TSN as a team that could bring him on. I don't think Laine ends up going to Calgary. The one thing I do wonder is, will Laine have a say in where he goes? So is it a situation where Waddell will just trade him wherever, or will he have some say in where he goes?
Check out Tasty India Bistro in Abbey when it's open for butter chicken. Oh, is that a new place that's going to open up? Because I like Indian food, so I'll have to check that out.
She absolutely does.
Hey, y'all, what's your favorite pizza topping? I heard about some Indian-style pizzas in Vancouver. I don't know about it in Vancouver, but in Abbotsford, a lot of our pizza restaurants are owned by Indian families. So we have a lot of Indian pizza, and all the ones we've tried have been really good.
My favorite pizza topping is just pepperoni. I know you don't like pepperoni, but I like.
I don't like pepperoni. I don't know. I like all sorts of different pizza toppings. I like all different ones. But tandoori pizza is really good. Yeah. And then sometimes I just like veggie pizzas or the Greek pizzas. That's really good too. Is it true Garam Masala is actually a generic term for mixed spices? It is a bunch of different spices.
And
yes.
And
it's a mixture.
When McDonald's was doing the shaker fries, the masala shaker fries were absolutely delicious, ridiculously good.
Okay. With Survivor Series coming to Vancouver, how bad do you think the ticket prices will be?
Probably about the same as the prices to go to a Canucks game, I would think. It's going to be pricey. It's one of the big 4 pay-per-views, so yeah, it's definitely not going to be cheap.
Is Carolina off-season video coming? They've lost a lot of pieces.
I did a video on Carolina early in July about asking whether or not they were still a contender. I think Carolina's still a playoff team. We'll see how well everybody gels together as to whether or not they're a contender. We'll know pretty early in the season.
Do you buy jerseys on eBay or other websites? Because I'm an eBay guy.
For secondhand jerseys, yes. eBay is the best source that I've found. I just find sellers that have a really good rating. And a lot of the jerseys I have here are secondhand.
That's true.
I got them for like $50-$60 on eBay. There's jerseys I have that I got on eBay that have flaws, but you can't see them in the video.
Some things are smaller ones that are really easy to fix.
Or like there's a stain on the back of it. So I'm like, well, I don't care about that because I'm just using it for videos. So I get it for cheaper that way.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Yep.
Adelaide's favorite is pineapple pizza, and if you're not eating it, I don't think you're really gonna have an opinion. If people like it, they can eat it that way.
Yep.
So
I have no problem with pepperoni or with pineapple on pizza.
Yeah, our kids really like pineapple ham and pineapple pizza. When does PTO season start?
They'll start signing PTOs probably around the end of this month. We'll start hearing about guys getting tryouts. And then they'll get invited to training camps, which start around the middle of September. And then they've got about a week to prove themselves. It's stressful. I can't imagine that for the players that are trying to prove themselves.
Do you have as many hats as you have jerseys?
No.
Not even close.
No.
Oh, what's on my necklace? I don't know. Let's see. There, you can see it.
I don't even know. I know I bought that one too. I have no idea. It's just sort of, that looks pretty. I'll buy it for her. That'll shut her up. You know, just saying, you know, because you can be kind of high maintenance sometimes. So,
pardon me.
You know, money this, money that.
Of the two of us, I don't know that I'm the high maintenance one.
I never ask you for anything. Like in terms of actually items, I just order it all myself. I come out and tell you what I ordered to make sure you don't buy it when I've already bought it. I'm not easy to shop for because that's just what I do.
If you had the time and money, would you do a Disney cruise? My wife wants to do that rather than tough the heat at Disney World. I would love to do a Disney cruise. I think that would be so fun.
Death boat.
Shannon won't go on a boat.
Nope. cruise ship, death boat. No thanks. Too many nightmare stories of this cruise ship's been at sea for 6 months and they're still not able to come into port. You know, everybody's puking over the side of the. Let's look at them all puking over the railings, and these people all have food poisoning. And oh my gosh, no thanks. I don't go into closed environments where I can't get out. Like, that's just not. I mean, you can get out, but it's the ocean, so where are you going to go?
I think it sounds great.
Yeah, no thanks.
Do you like the beach? Yeah. Who doesn't like the beach?
Yvonne's a big fan of the beach.
Beautiful.
I think beaches these days are really kind of full of themselves. I think they got a lot of attitude. Oh, look at all your rocks and all your weird crevices along the rock faces there. You got they're just so. Once their egos come down a little bit, then I'll be more of a fan of the beach. But as it is,
such a dork.
Why am I a dork?
So many.
At least
reasons.
I have standards. I have my ethics, and I don't lower them for anything.
What does that even mean?
Means I get the problem with beaches, and you turn a blind eye. You don't care how much of an attitude they have or how full of themselves they are.
Whatever.
You feed into their egos.
We are lucky in that we have a ton of beaches here. We've got, of course, the ocean beaches. And then we've got the beaches at rivers and beaches at lakes.
Millions of beaches.
They're all
beaches
great.
For me.
It's fun.
Millions of beaches. Beaches are mostly free. Not all of them. Sometimes you got to pay for parking. Stupid beaches. Not doing any good for anybody. Oh, this water's coming in and going out. Coming in and going out. Make up your mind.
You okay?
It's obnoxious. You don't see tides in like ponds. So what's up with the ocean? What's up with that? Why does its water have to go in and go out? Why doesn't that happen with a pond? Because it's showing off. Oceans show off. That's all a beach is. Chance for the ocean to show off, and beaches enabling it because they're full of themselves.
What is the live stream for?
For hanging out purposes. It's summer, and it's a chance to talk. I've answered some hockey questions. There's been hockey questions in there, and just to say, hey, what's up?
People enjoy just chatting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like our socialization. We don't
kind of sort of.
We don't ever go around people.
No, not really.
This is it. So it's our way of kind of talking to other people.
Would I ever try stand-up comedy? I was offered at one point a chance to do that. I would have made a couple $100 for the night. I don't know. The stress of that would be a lot. So while I definitely like being performative, man, stand-up comedy is tough. That is a tough market. That is not something that I envy.
THG is asking the important questions. Life is beach. THG hates the moon.
Don't even get me started on the moon.
Shannon has 99 problems, but a beach ain't one.
Waning, waxing. Oh, look at all my phases. Moon's so bipolar.
Are we people? I don't know.
The moon is kind of bipolar.
There's a lot of people on here that get your humor.
Like there's a north and a south to the moon. What's that all about?
Beach water is so disgusting. Where are you going?
Because it's mixing with the sand. It's mixing with the sand. Do you drink water at the beach?
Well, I bring water to drink. You don't drink.
You just stick your head in the ocean and drink it.
Ocean water, no. We have lots of other beaches, but where are you going to the beach that the water's gross?
Everywhere. It's always gross because it's
touching
sand.
I mean, right
Sand's
now,
filthy.
You don't want to go to the beach right
Sand's
now.
nasty.
The ocean beach would be fine, but I'm not supposed to go to the river
nasty.
beach right now. Have you watched SummerSlam yet? If so, what did you think of it?
I thought it was great. I thought it hit all the beats that you want it to. It ended some storylines and started a whole bunch of new storylines. I thought each match was well done and well paced. Triple H has done a very good job of turning that company around.
I feel that these topographical gripes would be better delivered from a recliner.
I don't have a recliner.
We don't.
We took it to the beach and it stole it.
What are your thoughts on mountains? Oh, I love mountains.
I mean, they just keep, oh,
We have
look how
so
tall
many.
I am. Well, what would he do? Like, what's like people like, I climbed a mountain. Why? Like, it's just, I don't understand why. Like, this is 8,000 feet and I climbed it. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Good for the mountain. I can walk across flat ground and not get really tired and not have to deal with some arrogant, stupid mountain. So I win.
See, you guys have gone more going now.
I win. It's all about the winning right here.
He's clearly a guy, but how do we know he is hockey or even the for that matter?
Well, see, if I could go back in time, I would have just called it like a hockey guy. I don't know if I would have gone with the definitive article of the, but yeah, no, fair point.
Oh, Mount Everest has a lot of problems.
Mount Everest is a disaster. All kidding aside, it's a disaster.
So much garbage and just awfulness.
Yeah.
It's really too bad.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
That mountain is a mess.
So y'all should move to West or North Texas because there ain't beaches or mountains here.
Oh, we could go to Saskatchewan for that.
That's true. There are places in Canada we could go to that don't have beaches.
We could go to Saskatchewan.
Or mountains or trees.
Or you watch your dog run away for 3 days.
THG is petty, but you won't catch me climbing no mountains. He won't catch you climbing no mountains? So you're climbing mountains. Yes? Fernie, BC, birthplace of Alex Lifeson. All right. Here you have to wait in line to reach the summit.
What was the joke I heard? I'm trying to remember which comedian it was that said if you look hard enough, he was talking about being on the prairie, and they said if you look hard enough with a pair of binoculars, you can see the back of your own head. There's just nothing. I think it was Texas he was talking about. I think it was.
Love from Dallas, Texas.
Thank you very much.
Would you consider trading a beach and a mountain for future considerations and Timbits?
Oh, Timbits. I don't even need the future considerations. Yeah, Timbits are good.
I want them to come back, bring back the gingerbread Timbits. Those were the best.
I wouldn't mind, but there are so many injured gingerbread men from that. Like the gingerbread men are now like they're an endangered species because of Christmas. And you just want to make it worse by having like parts of gingerbread men used for Timbits. I can't get there. I can't do it.
Have you two ever watched Trailer Park Boys?
Oh, yeah. I lived Trailer Park Boys as a kid. We had a drunk trailer park supervisor who used to drive around drunk and yell at everybody. And he had an assistant too. And the first time I watched Trailer Park Boys, it was like, this feels familiar. This all feels familiar because I grew up in one. And that is a very accurate telling of how life is in a trailer park.
Gingerbread Timbits are Christmas thing, but they haven't had them at Christmas time for quite a few years. On formal occasions, they're called Timothy Bits. That sounds weird. Over under Tarasenko goals 25.
I'll say over, slightly over. I think he can still get close to 30.
Don't forget the gingerbread casualties from the War of 1812.
There's just so many of them that are like missing limbs and stuff from like various things that they get used for. It's awful. People just hear gingerbread and they don't think it's a big deal. And they don't think of the carnage that they're causing.
Where do you get your whiteboards?
Amazon. The ones that I use are Viz Pro. I've tried other brands, but the Vispro ones seem to be the ones that that last the longest, although they do get scratched relatively easily. But yeah, it's Vispro.
Tim Horton was a hockey player.
Yep, he played for Toronto, he played for Buffalo, and I've done a career video on Tim Horton, which is on the channel, and it's just his hockey career. It's not about the restaurants.
Do you think Quinn Hughes could get 30 goals in a season?
He can. He's been working on his shot the last couple of years. That was really important to him. This past season where he wins the Norris Trophy, that's a breakthrough year. I don't think we've seen the peak for him yet.
Oh, just looked up Everest trash, and good God, why is there so much? Because people don't take it down. Well, they don't keep carrying it. So on their way up, they're dropping whatever. So then they don't have to carry it.
Yep.
And then they leave it.
And
it's not like
elevation.
There's anybody that can go up and pick up garbage.
They're not paying Sherpas to go up and grab garbage. So
you just get the people to go up the mountain as a tourist and leave all their garbage. And then there's dead people up there too, because again,
can't
carry it down. And there's nobody to go up there to pick everything up.
Yeah. Everest is bad. K2 might be I think K2 is still the most dangerous of the tall mountains. I don't think K2 has the same garbage and corpse problem.
Everest is the worst.
Everest is awful.
When do you guys go on your vacation? We leave tomorrow.
Yeah.
We drive down to Seattle tomorrow, and then we fly out Friday.
We stay over in Seattle, and then we fly out early in the morning on Friday.
Yeah, I know a rich lady who went on a trip that had a whole person devoted to carrying their porta potty with tent. Yeah, they pay people to carry all their stuff.
And the Sherpas can talk about how terrible they are under their breath. It's got to be rough for the Sherpas too, but
yeah, if you look it up, it's kind of awful.
Yeah.
What is your favorite hockey venue, any level?
I mean, I like Rogers. We're not going to be in Rogers this coming season for the Canucks games.
Not for a hockey game anyways.
Here in Abbey, we've got a nice rink. There's some really good angles for viewing the game. Mm-hmm. And I have no complaints about the Abbotsford Arena. Get pretty good crowds for it. I would imagine the crowds will be bigger this coming season because of the Vancouver prices going up. I think we'll see more people coming out to watch Abbotsford games because they're affordable.
Are you guys flying Alaska to Anaheim?
Yes.
We are. Yeah.
Yeah.
So much easier than flying into LA, and then we don't have to go to LA.
We did Southwest once. I don't think we'll do Southwest again.
Nah.
You just go grab a seat. First come, first serve.
Elbow your way in.
Oh my gosh,
you can sit with your family. Nah.
That was something. Not having like assigned seating.
Free for all.
In the world.
No. Have you ever got a phone call from the NHL or a team?
Nope.
Nah.
Nope. I mean, my contact with the Ducks has my number, but that's not technically
right. We've talked to people from teams. Like we've talked to people from Vegas and Anaheim.
Yep.
And the one guy from the Kings.
Yep.
But yeah.
But no, not anybody directly with a team.
Right. Were you taught to shoot right, or was it just how you naturally picked it up?
I shoot right and I'm left-handed. My father was right-handed and shot everything left. So it's bizarre. I figured that's what it is. I just backwards to what my dad was. And I remember him having a hard time finding like golf clubs, because left-handed golf clubs at the time, this back in the 80s, he had a really hard time finding stuff that was left-handed for sports when he wanted to go do something.
Just a thank you from a Sharks fan.
Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated.
Have you ever been to the Hockey Hall of Fame?
Nope. That's in Toronto. We have not been to Toronto.
Are videos you recorded starting tomorrow?
They start
Or they start
on the
Friday.
9th. Yeah. So I have nothing left to record for the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. One I have to do for the 13th, one I have to do for the 15th, and one I have to do for the 16th. So, but other than that, I'm all set. And every history video posts at 8:30 in the morning between now and when we come back.
Also, a righty that shoots left just seems correct. I also deal cards left. Yeah.
I'm ambidextrous when I work. I had to learn to be ambidextrous at a lot of different jobs I've done because most jobs are made for right-handed people. So I had to learn to be good with both. And I know when I worked at the poultry place, I'm not going to say what it was, but one of the jobs, my left hand was like messed up and I was having problems with it. And the boss said either you do it right-handed or you're fired. So I had to quickly figure out, and then I got just as good doing the job right-handed as left-handed, which was worse because then I couldn't argue I needed a break. Because it'd be like, my wrist hurts. You go, well, just change hands. Awesome, great, thanks. That's really helped. That way they both hurt. Thank you.
How do you post so much? You ever get burnt out from YouTube?
Burnout is usually during the regular season because there's the previews, the reviews, and it's a lot to track. It's a lot to follow. So I have the 2.5, 3 hours in the morning. I'm doing video stuff. I might make one during the afternoon, and then I have the 6.5 hours at night where I'm watching hockey. Then I've got the review. I basically have to go to bed, and then I get up and start over again in the morning. It can burn me out. During the off season, not so much.
If you ask me to read a previous question without stating the question, I can't see it. There's so many comments. That is so not necessary. What are you doing?
What is your hair doing?
I don't know.
On the side there. Look at
what
that
in
special.
The world? Oh my
That's
gosh.
special.
I clearly just kind of put my hair up really quick. Oh, it's doing all sorts of things.
That's great. That's awesome.
There we go. I can only kind of see it on the
Do you want me to fix it?
No, I don't.
Let me fix it.
Thank you.
I have hockey tape around here somewhere.
No.
That'd be funny.
It would not.
You just hop in the shower. It just comes right off.
I'll just put some hockey tape on your chest.
Whoa, that's not the same at all.
Totally.
You have actual hair that's, like we could cut underneath it. Chest hair, you can't. So.
Gosh, that sounds like a you problem to me.
That'd be very painful.
Huh. That'd be too bad for you.
So if you see like a blood streak in my videos tomorrow on my chest, it's because she tried that. So just as an FYI.
You guys seem like you never fight. We don't.
We have debates here and there.
So we're adults and talk to each other like adults.
I'm a big fan of the don't go to bed angry and talk it out. And so that's important. Especially if you work from home and you're around each other a lot. That is very important.
I'm just kidding. We actually do get along really well. Shannon's going to wake up to chest waxing soon. That would be awful. I
can't.
I vote no on that.
That's the one thing in 40-Year-Old Virgin that to this day is like, oh, nope, no, I couldn't. Nope. And to know Steve Carell actually did that, like, man, that's bravery. I don't have that bravery. I just don't.
Will you be attending the D23 Expo this weekend?
Nope. But we'll be dealing with the crowds from it a little bit.
But they're going to be...
They're not generally in the park that much.
Well, they won't be near the park. But all of the hotels are booked. So we had to pick the hotel that we picked because just about everything else was booked.
Yep.
Everybody's there. We should actually go pretty soon.
Yes.
It's been almost an hour and a half, and we still have some packing to do.
I still have some videos to do.
Yeah. Thoughts on Gary Thorne?
Gary Thorne's a very good announcer. Thorne's one of those announcers I always liked. No problem with Gary Thorne.
Don't see any dirt cheap Adidas jerseys. Ever since Fanatics took over, there are definitely some Adidas deals right now.
SVP Sports has some on for $50. Cool Hockey, I think the 25% off code still works. So eliminated 25. Sport Checks got them for $149, $119. Some of them are $99. The NHL site itself has started putting them on sale. They will keep coming down. They want that stock gone. That stock has to go.
Are you recording any wrestling content on TEG before you leave?
No, but keep in mind that because we're down there and I've got all the hockey content good to go, I will be able to do videos for the entertainment guy, and I can do those in the park. I can do those wherever. I'm going to have some fun with that.
Yeah. If you had to pick a team most likely to do a rebrand, which would it be?
Team most likely to do a rebrand. I could see the Jets going back to their old logo, potentially. Outside of that, I don't know that anybody is in line for any kind of a rebrand. The Ducks and the Kings just had theirs. Yeah, I'd be very surprised if we see a rebrand anytime soon from other teams.
Somebody's having fun pushing the little button on the side there.
Good. Got to be all button pushy. Anyways, we should get going. I do have other stuff to do and whatnot.
I see somebody asked about if you would have thought about doing a video ranking the broadcasters. He has done that.
I've done that. I did that recently enough that I didn't feel like doing a new version of that would add anything. Like, I understand that, like, I do videos 365 days a year and I do all these videos, but I still feel like, hey, if I did that video last year and my opinion hasn't really changed, I don't feel like doing a new video is justified.
Shannon doesn't do reaction videos.
Nope.
He doesn't do reaction videos for YouTubers. He doesn't really watch hockey YouTubers. He doesn't do reaction videos.
No.
There's a lot of people that do reaction videos.
Yeah. No,
Not
it's not my wheelhouse. That's not where I've built my brand, so I'm not going to change that.
All right.
But anyways, should get going. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Greatly appreciated. I hope you have a great next couple of weeks, and we'll probably do another live stream when we come back. Probably maybe on the other channel to do like a, hey, here's what we got on our vacation. Here's what we did in our vacation. So entertainment guy's been quiet the last few days, but it's going to get really busy this coming week.
Somebody's wondering, what are your favorite videos to do?
I love doing history videos. I love doing history content. I love doing career videos. I understand that those videos do not draw the views. So I will do list videos knowing those will draw the views. I don't mind doing list videos either. I enjoy lists, but the history stuff is really, that's my favorite. And so I will do the videos that I know people are, like I did a ranking of who I think are the best forwards, defensemen, and goaltenders. Those are going live during my vacation because I don't have to see the comment section. And those videos, I feel like, subsidize me wanting to talk about hockey history. So there you go. But thank you guys for coming out, and we will do this again soon. Take care.